also sucks.
I mean, I always gotta have my hair right, or else you guys are gonna make fun of me.
I hate looking at myself. Hi, everyone.
And we're back for another one.
Another one.
Yeah.
Week 3, episode 3. We end this. You know what we're talking about?
Oh, yeah. There's someone getting divorced in the music scene.
Someone. Seems like everybody.
And it's a pretty big deal because of how much money he's made.
Yeah, we're talking the No Prenup Blues
And no
people.
prenup. Y'all heard about Dr. Dre, right?
What'd I hear?
Oh, he's getting divorced.
What?
We don't know the reasons yet. Nothing's really broken out.
I'm sure it's, what is it?
Irreconcilable differences. Yeah,
by the way, guys, I'm Nicky Nice.
And I'm Manny also. Welcome to both of us.
We were just so excited to get into it. We forgot to introduce ourselves.
So there's no prenup for their marriage. And the lawyer wife of his, what's her name again?
Nicole Young.
Nicole Young. She's also an attorney. Realizes there's no prenup in her marriage. And now she's going to become a half billionaire.
Ain't that some shit? Actually, no. So here's what's happening. His wife was the one who wanted the divorce.
Yeah.
So Dr. Dre is currently worth $800 million.
Currently.
And that's like currently. We don't even know. He was married for 24 years. He has 2 children in this marriage, but they're adults. His daughter's 19 and I believe his son's in his 20s.
Yeah.
And she's seeking spousal support. That's a kicker. She wants spousal support on top of all the money that she's going to get. Because in the state of California, you guessed it, it's a 50-50 state. And since they don't have a prenup, they've been married over 10 years. Money.
I guess the discussion, though, is coming from the fact that, like, a lot of people are
cheaper
wondering,
to keep her?
Does the person deserve to get that money? I know it's a conversation to have.
Oh, why are you whispering? I'm not going to take half of your
No, I'm just saying, like,
money.
A lot of people are having this conversation, like, what does somebody deserve to get as far as spousal support and all that? Because I know some people have talked about that she's an attorney. Shouldn't she already have money?
All right, well, here's the thing, right?
And the other coin is that what does Dr. Dre need with $800 million?
All right, well, all right, everybody relax for a second. He worked really hard for that.
He did.
So Dr. Dre's been rich since he was a child. We're talking about NWA money. When he left Death Row, he started his own company
With Interscope,
which I can't remember the name of it. I'm sure he has stake with Eminem. I'm sure he has stake with 50 Cent. Beats by Dre, which was bought by Apple.
which is what, like, skyrocketed.
I mean, he's been putting in work. So really the argument is, what the hell does she do to deserve $500 million? And the conversation that I had with Manny about this was, we really don't know. We don't know if she gave him like a really cool idea about Beats by Dre. We don't know how she supported him behind the scenes. We know that she took care of the kids.
Yeah.
She had a career of her own.
But that's what I had. Like, when the take care of the kids part comes up, weren't the kids like well grown up by the time he skyrocketed with stuff like Beats by Dre?
Listen, first of all,
how old are the kids again?
It's 19 and I think someone years old. But
All right,
that's unfair to say. You can't say things like that.
I don't mean it
at the
from
end of the
offensive
day,
point.
well, it sounds offensive. Because at the end of the day, they were married for 24 years. Yeah. So while he was out doing whatever, like creating businesses, she had to make sure that the home was good. She had to make sure that he was good.
And make sure that the housekeepers were doing their job.
That's unfair. Now you're being an asshole. You're being an asshole. Like, that's a fucked up thing. Like, we don't know what she did behind the scenes. All we know is that she is, entitled to this because of the state that they're in, and because they don't have a prenup.
It doesn't seem like he's putting up a fight either. I mean, if he is, he is. I don't know.
It kind of seems like he doesn't want the divorce.
Yeah.
But again, we don't know they're married. We don't know what happened. So it's just been a long history of men being pissed off that women are somehow entitled to this money.
Yeah.
And that it's like, well, what did they do to deserve it? Which is fair. If I'm running a business and you came after me for half of it, I'm be like, why do you think you're entitled to this? Yeah. But we have seen a trend of women having to pay out men.
Yep.
So Jessica Simpson, for example,
Yep.
she wasn't making as much money as Nick Lachey during their time
that was
together.
a really interesting story too, because when they got together, they didn't do the prenup, and there was a lot of talk
because
about
she didn't want to do it,
and because she didn't have as big of a career as Nick Lachey's career was with 90 Degrees. Then 90 Degrees fizzled down to like 1 degree, and then her career jumped up with all her products and her what was it, makeup,
shoes,
it was
endorsements,
like whipped cream makeup kind of stuff.
She just became a
household name.
And so with that, she always said, like, even in her book, she said the most expensive mistake of her life was not having a prenup.
Yeah.
But she had to pay him. She had to pay him. I don't know if it was alimony, but she had to give him. Let's see. I took notes here because Mama needed to know.
But yeah, I mean,
Nick Lachey got $10 million in assets, 1.5 from her beauty line, $2 million from the home that they shared. So they sold it for $4 million. He got $2 million of it. $2.2 million in secured accounts.
And a $200,000
Ferrari that was a gift. So he made out like a bandit.
Yeah, and that was the whole thing, that they didn't get a prenup, and everybody was talking that when you guys divorce, Jessica Simpson's going to get all your money.
And in reality, it was the other way around.
It's the other way around.
At the time of their split, Jessica Simpson was worth $35 million, and Nick Lachey was only worth a reported $5 million.
Yeah, so how much of that was liquid?
But that's another example is Mary J. Blige. Her ex-husband,
he was an executive, right?
Let me break this down. I need a minute. I'm gonna break this down because it's a little hurtful. Married 13 years. Her ex-husband also played a part in her music as her manager, I believe. He fucking cheated on her with her protege. And Mary J. Blige was ordered to pay $130,000 a month for spousal support, on top of $30,000 a month for temporary support. I'm not really sure what the difference is. All I know is homie is getting paid.
So the whole concept is that the spouses have gotten a type of lifestyle that they got used to, right? So that's why they get like $30,000 a month.
That accounts for spousal support.
Yeah.
But alimony is like a whole nother. So there's spousal support, alimony, and then obviously child support if you have children. They did not have children.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, how much? I'm not saying that wives or husbands didn't help their wives or husbands become successful. What I'm saying is that if there's millions of us out there that are living off of $30,000 a year, like where does the okay come from to give somebody $30,000 a month to be able to live? Like, you should be able to do that in a year and get a job, right?
Well,
let's talk about Mary J. Blige and her husband. And her ex-husband.
So this is my theory. I've never been married, but here's my theory, right? It is exactly what you said. You have accustomed to a certain lifestyle, which sometimes means that, stay-at-home parent.
Driving a Civic when I was driving a Bentley.
No, that's what I'm wondering. Some people are like that. But you have to think about it. Someone has to stay home and be with the kids.
Okay.
So maybe, and not all the time, but maybe somebody sacrificed a career.
Of course.
Now, they've been out of the workforce for a really long time.
I get that.
That's one. Two, sometimes I feel like it is a vindictive.
I think more than that.
I feel like it's a vindictive situation. Make him pay. Like that song, hit him up in the wall. I don't know the song, but I'm sure this is a song out there.
Hit him up style. Blue Cortel or something like that. Cortel. Go and hit him up style with the make. I remember that song.
Yeah. So sometimes I think it's that. Other times, this is what I find crazy is that he cheated on her. Mm-hmm. He cheated on her. God only knows what else is going on. Apparently, I have to look into that. But apparently, he was spending her money on the people he was having an affair with.
Yeah.
That is crazy, and the fact that she had to pay him out.
And so that's why I say, like, why, like, where does the Who okays that kind of stuff?
There were a lot of men that were really happy about that judgment. They felt like, oh, finally.
I mean, if you and I can live off of 50 grand a year, 40 grand a year, if we could do that, get our jobs and learn to get our careers going, like, why are you giving somebody 30 grand a month?
Oh, but wait.
What are you doing? What is that person supposed to justify with that?
You're upset about 30 grand a month? Let me tell you who really got hit. You think Dr. Dre is feeling it? I bet you he called Jeff.
Oh, Jeff
Mr.
Bezos.
Amazon. And was like, yo,
now
what do I
lady.
do? Offshore accounts. So Jeff Bezos, who is the
most
Amazon
god
in the
world,
who is worth right now $137 billion.
That's billion with a B.
Got caught up cheating, and so now guess what? He's gotta get divorced.
She was biding her time.
They're married 25 years, 4 children together. She gets let me see. Sorry, guys, I can't see my. She gets 9.7 million of Amazon stock, which is 25% of Amazon stock. Is worth 19.17 million.
Yeah.
Out of the okay, sorry. So 25% is what her Mackenzie Benzo and Jeff have together, and it's worth 19.7 million. Out of that 25%, she gets 4%. Which is 38
billion million.
Yeah, it's million. Did I do this wrong?
Anyway, I think the whole point of those two, when I read about that, I can see where you're coming from about the whole thing where there was one spouse who took care of the house and made sure everything was running correctly so that this person could go and do their business venture and become a millionaire.
But I feel like with Jeff, she had a part in Amazon.
That's what I'm saying. Here's the thing. I really do believe that that's what happened with Amazon. Because when Amazon first was coming out, everybody was like just getting books. And then when they started delivering things, everybody's like, you're going to order from Amazon? You're getting that delivered? And it just became a thing. And now it's part of our culture. You got to believe that she has something to do with that. So she definitely has something to do with supporting him to even go on that type of venture.
So, because I was just looking, because that math didn't make any sense. So I just checked the math on it. Sorry, guys, I was wrong. So she actually gets 4% of Amazon stakes, which is actually worth $38 billion.
But see, like with the story like Amazon, I totally believe that the spouse had a lot to do with that success. Because when Amazon was starting out, it was just books that you were just reading online, and they'll send you a book. It was like a library that you had to pay for.
I forgot how Amazon.
And then when people started ordering things from there, they said, "Oh, you can order a book, or you can also order a tea kettle." And people were like, "You're gonna order stuff from Amazon," and it just became a success.
Yeah.
But you have to believe with that story that the spouse had something to do with that, because with a story like that, you know that she was taking care of everything while he was on the computer with his business associates, with the employees, making sure things were running. Obviously, she took care of the house. I believe it earned something after that divorce.
But also,
especially since he cheated on her.
Oh, like hella publicly too. So like, I think he's actually taken it with stride. I think when those pictures came out, I think he already knew.
But it's the same thing with the whole Jessica Simpson, Nick Lachey. Whether you want to believe that he deserves something or not, his fame helped her skyrocket more with her products. The fact that they were doing this show together, like none of that would be anything, because Jessica Simpson was a singer, Nick Lachey was a singer, but at the time, Nick Lachey was a bigger star, and them getting married, they gave them the reality show. That's where she came up with her catchphrases, like tuna the fish of the sea and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I just
believe that like there are certain stories where the spouse definitely has something to do with the success. Amazon is one of those stories.
Yeah, but with Jessica Simpson, I feel like it wasn't. She was just more likable. Yeah. I don't really think he had anything to do with it. I think she was just more likable in that sense. And so because
not so much him, but his platform.
No, not even. No? Because when you look at their history together, because as a woman, she just had a lot more to offer than Nick Lachey did. And that's just being real. She knew how to play to the cameras when reality shows were just starting out. She knew what it was that they wanted. Nick didn't want to participate in that.
Okay.
And which is fair. He at some point wanted a private life, which is completely understandable. But with that comes not as much success as somebody who's willing to be more out there.
But if they didn't get married, would anybody have given Jessica Simpson a Jessica Simpson reality show?
Probably.
You think so?
Listen, yeah. If you... Jessica Simpson is more fascinating than Nick Lachey. Can we like put some respect on it?
I'm not saying that she isn't. I'm saying that there was something that happened in the boardroom where they said, let's put them on a show. And that show wasn't happening if she didn't get with them.
But he wouldn't have had
we will never know.
He wouldn't have had a lot of opportunity without her.
I'm not saying that he would. I'm saying that there's obviously certain stories where the spouse had something to do with the success.
Well,
I agree with you.
The theme of this show is cheaper to keep up and get a prenup. Yeah. That is the moral of this story. Get a prenup.
But if he cheats on you, get rid of him and keep writing your own story.
And take all his money along with it.
I'll be honest. I honestly don't think dudes should be fighting for spousal partnership because you're gonna get a reputation, and then it's
who cares?
Like, because we have a man culture, right? No, if you care about it,
but isn't that toxic?
Guy who cares about that.
Isn't that a toxic thought? Like,
I think everybody should though get their own stuff going on.
Well,
but I'm just saying, like in our culture, obviously the guy is supposed to be the breadwinner.
Well, no, because there's this false ideology out there that's all women want. Like, that's, if you fuck me over, I'm taking all your money. Which I know a lot of women who have been through divorces who just didn't want to deal with the headache and the pain of going through it, that they didn't even ask for it. They walked away with nothing. Tina Turner is a prime example of somebody, not even, Tina Turner is a prime example of somebody, all she wanted was her name. And you know what? She deserved it because she bust her ass and worked hard to establish that name. So she deserved it. But she walked away with nothing. Yeah. She walked away with nothing but the clothes on her back and her name, and she fucking showed the world. So, like, not all women are after the wallet. Not all men should have to have so much pride that they don't ask for what they should be owed if they worked hard and had a hand in helping the growth of the relationship.
Did Nicky Lachey do anything after the divorce? I mean, he was like a host on something, right?
He was a host on a bunch of things. They got married to a TRL woman.
He was like a host on Hole in the Wall or something.
Don't you got Nicky Lachey's gonna come after us because you're talking mad shit about it.
I wonder though if he's losing half of his money. Does this mean Dr. Dre is gonna drop Chronic 2? Are we gonna get it?
I don't think he will ever need to drop Chronic. I don't think he'll ever need
to. I've been waiting for that album for the longest. It's probably one of the most anticipated albums of the generation.
I don't think that's what he's thinking about right now.
Anyways, we would like to know what you guys are thinking about this.
Like, what do you guys think about people having the balls to ask for half of your hard-earned money going through a divorce? You guys, look at this little ticker right here. Boop. You can find us at Bubble Bath Stories on IG and Facebook.
You can find me at Got No Time For This.
And you can find me at Nicky Trends on IG. And we'll see you guys next week. Yeah. We're going to continue arguing. Yeah. I just want you guys to know. Woman power.
Get a prenup. Bye.